Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Robert Donaldson, and welcome back to another edition of Rob's Best Bets. And in this episode, we are once again talking about Major League Baseball here on Wednesday, May 14th. And we had a little bit of a rough stretch over the weekend, and we did flip into the red on the total season outlook as well. But man, oh man, when I say this Wednesday slate is fire, I mean, it's fire. We have day games, we have a lot of great angles, and I'll even be able to throw in a player prop on today's video, in addition to potentially, a couple others that I find once the full player prop market opens up later tonight. But with all that being said, let's take a second to shout today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. And if you haven't already gone over there and signed up using promo code ROBDFB, I highly recommend you guys do so. It's going to be a great way to kind of take advantage of the player prop market the same way that we've been doing all season long. So make sure you go over there, use that promo code, and get a nice deposit match bonus there as well. But with all that being said, y'all, I'm ready to hop into these Wednesday picks. For pick number one, we are heading out to Cleveland, where we have the Brewers taking on the Guardians. And the Brewers have been an absolute mess as of late. They've been struggling to score runs despite really good pitching, and they've been losing a lot of games as a result of that lack of production. And in this matchup here, Jose Quintana was the guy who was supposed to be kind of slated in to start, but due to some soreness, he's actually getting bumped to the weekend. So the Brewers are going to be taking a little bit of a bullpen approach to this game. But on the other side for the Guardians, Gavin Williams is one of those pitchers right now that I really want to target in the hard hit department, because he is giving up a lot of hard contact, and for a lineup like the Brewers, who have been struggling to produce runs, a guy like this I think is coming in at the perfect time. And the good news about the sort of the pitching angle to this game is it's actually giving us a lot of value on betting the Brewers with a 1-run buffer. So I say we go ahead and take that 1 run over the entire game for 4 units for our first bet here on Wednesday. For pick number 2, we are heading out to Seattle, where we have the Yankees taking on the Mariners. And when you're looking at this matchup here, the Yankees have been red hot, and the Mariners have kind of been tailing off. And in large part, they've been tailing off because the pitching really hasn't been supporting the hitting. And the hitting has been fantastic since the start of May. And when you are looking at this matchup here going up against Will Warren, again, kind of like a Gavin Williams, Will Warren is a pitcher that I like to target, and really, ultimately, he's only getting starts in Major League Baseball right now out of necessity because Carlos Carrasco couldn't get it done. Obviously, they've had a lot of injuries in terms of the Yankees, Luis Gil, Marcus Stroman, Garrett Cole, and when you don't have a lot of, available pitchers and a lot of young guys that you don't want to bring up right away, you are going to have a lot of these, quote-unquote, quadruple A players making starts. And I do feel like the Seattle Mariners are going to be able to put up a lot of runs in this game. And I also think that their workhorse, Luis Castillo, is going to be able to kind of mitigate a tough Yankees lineup. So let's go ahead and bet on the Mariners money line here for yet again a 4-unit play for our second bet here on Wednesday. For pick number 3, we are heading out to Detroit, Michigan, where we have the Red Sox taking on the Tigers. And in this series, the Red Sox are in danger of getting swept. And in large part, it comes down to a lot of different factors because they have shown offense in this series, but then bad pitching to couple with that. And they've shown the inability to produce runs in this series, but then the pitching was great on that game. And that's kind of where we're kind of sitting here, is how can the Red Sox couple both the offensive end and the pitching together for an entirety of a game? And Hunter Dobbins taking the bump in this game really does give me a lot of hope for that to take place. And on the other side, I get it. Tariq Skubal is an absolute horse. He is a reigning Cy Young winner for a reason, but at the same time, I do feel like the Red Sox are a really strong value play because Tariq Skubal can still go up there and shove, 6 innings pitched, 2 or 3 earned runs, and technically it's a good outing, but I really do think the Red Sox can potentially get to him, and I think Hunter Dobbins can hold off a tough Tigers lineup en route to a Red Sox winner here. So let's go ahead and take a shot on the Red Sox money line for 2 units for our third bet here on Wednesday. For pick number 4, we are heading out to Toronto, where we have the Rays taking on the Jays. And if you watch this game on Tuesday, my goodness, game of the day. The Blue Jays had this game all the way to the 9th inning, had a very comfortable lead, and all of a sudden the Rays came out of absolute nowhere. They got a run in, and then they hit a grand slam, and then the Blue Jays kind of found some offense on the bottom of the 9th inning as well, en route to, a 9-11 loser. And when you are looking at this game, I do think the Blue Jays can produce offense against Ryan Pepiot yet again in this game. And when you're looking at Chris Bassett, he is a guy that's kind of the ultimate wild card, because he can go out there for 7 innings pitched, shove 0 earned runs, and then all of a sudden the Blue Jays look like the clear and obvious favorite, but he can also be susceptible to that long ball at times as well. But in this game, I do like taking the Blue Jays on the money line in sort of a quote-unquote must-win spot after that game on Tuesday. So let's go ahead and take them for 2 units here. And in addition to the Blue Jays money line, let's go ahead and bet on Anthony Santander to hit a home run and to register over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. He's a guy that's kind of quote-unquote slumping right now, but a lot of his underlying numbers are pointing to a real massive breakout. And if you watch the game on Tuesday, a lot of hard work counts, a lot of hard hit balls going foul. He is very, very close to breaking out, and I think this is a really good opportunity for him to do so. So let's go ahead and bet 1 unit on him to hit a home run, and also 3 units on him to hit over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs here on Wednesday. For pick number 5, we are heading out to Atlanta, where we have the Nationals taking on the Braves. And when you look at the Nationals, this is a really quality lineup on paper. They have a lot of guys, whether it's from the 1 all the way down to the 9, that I really do think can produce against a lot of pitchers in Major League Baseball. And when you see Bryce Elder on the other side of the bump, this is again one of those kind of quadruple A starting pitchers that really is only making starts out of necessity at this point. And I do think the Nationals can take advantage of that with Mitchell Parker on the bump. Him and Mackenzie Gore are really the only 2 pitchers in the rotation that give the Nationals really quality outings every single time for the most part. And I do think that he's going to be able to do so here in this game on Wednesday. So let's go ahead and take the Nationals on the outright money line for 3 units for our 5th bet here on Wednesday. All right, for our final bet here on Wednesday, we are heading out to Houston, where we have the Royals taking on the Astros. And in this game, Gusto is making a start for the Astros here, and he kind of fits the bill of that quadruple A pitcher that we've been talking about all episode. But on the other side, Michael Lorenzen is a guy that I think is about to experience a lot of negative regression here in the month of May, all the way into June. And when you are looking at this Astros lineup, my goodness, they have been absolutely hitting the cover off of baseballs. And the Royals on the other side, were kind of regardless of who's starting in that game, they've gone through a lot of different Jekyll and Hyde sort of woes, where one game they can't score any runs, and then the next game they're scoring 7 to 10. But I really do think that in this game, regardless of if they put up 5 runs or 1 run, the Astros are going to be able to come out of this one with a massive winner here. So let's go ahead and bet on the Astros money line for 4 units for our final bet here on Wednesday. All that being said, I really want to thank you guys for checking out today's video. And as I always say, make sure you guys are checking out my Twitter/X page to make sure that you aren't missing out on any of the player props that I might add as we get closer to the slate. But with all that being said, if you do want to show some love, make sure you drop a like in the video, make sure you drop a comment down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. But with all that being said, y'all, I will see you in a future video. Take it easy.